We are live, baby. The Weekend Warrior Project podcast with your special guest today, Joe Perez. How you doing, man? What's good?
Good, brother. Yeah. Hey, man. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Normally, Josh lets me actually do the presentation, like the welcome. But he just went straight to it. I think he's really excited.
Hey, I am excited, bro. I am excited. One of the things, man, Joe, there was like a period in our lives where like it was like a daily thing, man. I don't know if you remember, Joe, back when I had the apartment at Las Palmas, dude. It would be a regular Tuesday, Wednesday. He'd come over, we pop out some bottles and be playing Xbox, talking shit all night and just hanging out, man. Yo, we got to follow. Appreciate the follow.
Oh, appreciate that.
That was a good time, man. That was a good time. We were on a hot streak there. I don't think there was a time there we weren't always hanging out doing something.
It was daily, man. It was daily, dude. It was an awesome time, man. When I think about those times, nothing but good times, man. So Danny, give the appropriate introduction, man. I jumped you, man.
You jumped the gun there, bro. False start. Straight from the H-Town. It's good to see everybody again. We were off a couple weeks, but we're back and we're hitting it strong. And we couldn't think of a better guest, especially with Veterans Day just passing, and very, very special guest to us. He's been with us for many, many years. He's known us since kids, man, since high school, and have a lot of memories, a lot of really good memories with this man. We're super, super proud of him. He just recently got he got called and he had moved, and it was kind of a tough decision, I'm sure, with a life-changing decision for him and his family to move from the States abroad. But he is a man of honor, and he is a man of his word. Always has been. Loyal dude. Love this guy. One of our good friends, one of our best friends. And which is kind of scary. That's why this podcast is gonna be kind of scary, because we're gonna talk about it all, baby. The good, the bad, and the sexy. Awesome. No, without further ado, our very, very dear friend, Mr. Joe Perez. Man, welcome to the show, bro.
Guys, hey, appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me. I've been following you guys for a couple of your podcasts now, ever since I saw one of the first ones pop off during the pandemic, in fact. And so I think Danny hit me up maybe about a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, like, hey, we're looking to have you on. And so I'm super excited to be on. A disclaimer, I am serving abroad, and any views or comments expressed do not reflect the official position of the United States Air Force, the DoD, or the United States government. So I think we're cleared hot after that.
Nice.
I like that.
Did you read that? Is Diane holding a card behind you? She's like, read this.
She is, in fact. Yeah, she's like, hey, listen, we're gonna write this out. I'm gonna be behind you. Big
the teleprompter.
Yeah. She's standing by to refill the coffee as well, man. I gotta start duty here in a couple hours. Of course, I'm 15 hours ahead.
Yeah.
From Central
tell us
time,
about.
So it is
tell us
Sunday
about that.
afternoon.
Yeah,
man. I mean, I'm living in the future, homie.
Yes, you are.
Yeah,
yes, you are.
I'll text you. In fact, when the Cowboys, win, I'll be like, hey, or they don't win, I'll just be like, hey, don't watch it, man. Like,
Oh man, I needed that the last few weeks. I need you to text me, and I was gonna actually ask you, how's the future? How's it looking?
Oh man, it's great. It's great. Let me just tell you, take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Relax. Things are going well 15 hours in the future.
Oh my god.
I love it. Hey, here's something that maybe you should have known. When we first started this, maybe about this idea has been floating around for like a year. Really. Yes. This was Danny's baby. It was floating around for a year, but then he just needed to get the right person involved, baby, to put it all together. All right. So when we first started planning this and we're talking about who can we bring on, your name was one of the first ones to pop up, man.
That's right.
And the thing about it is we were trying to figure out how to do it since you are 15 hours ahead ahead of time, and usually this is a Saturday night thing, as you can see.
Yeah.
We got our drinks. Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Yeah,
But
baby.
hey, as things happen, man, it worked out perfect. Just this past week, I mean, we were celebrating Veterans Day, you know. So I think the stars align, man. The stars align here, man. So talk about life over there, man. How's the culture over there?
Um, yeah. I think perfect timing to line up with Veterans Day. It's a great holiday, and I think we're on the surface, it's hey, just another federal holiday and day off of work, but it's an opportunity to reflect on all those that have served before you, before us, and so we try to make it a point to have a moment of reverence for all of our brothers in arms, brothers and sisters in arms. But man, life over here is good, man. I mean, on generally speaking, living on the island of Okinawa. Talk about a friendly people, man. I mean, just in general, just incredibly. I think, Diana and I will go out somewhere and we'll, whether we're shopping or, stopping to get something to eat or whatever. And, as you're finishing your exchange with whoever it is you're talking to, we must say thank you to each other like 4 or 5 times. And it's like, well, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. So like super polite people. It's like moving from Brownsville and then moving to San Antonio, and you're driving and people are like, hey, like, there's long traffic and people are like, yeah, come on in, go ahead,
Yeah.
Like what just happened? But yeah, other than that, so beautiful people, beautiful landscape. I mean, a tiny little island, and lots to see, lots to do. But I'll tell you what, man, like moving to another place, you move off of the installation to traverse from one location to the other, and nothing is in English. It is completely foreign. So you get out there and you're like, I have no idea where I'm going, but I think this is the right direction. And then you get back onto the installation, and it's like little America again. And so, but
that's
a lot
crazy,
of fun,
man.
A lot of fun.
Awesome. Growing up, man, I think one of the things that separated you from the rest of our group of friends was and you can tell right now in just the way you carry yourself and your mannerisms is that you were always a little ahead of the curve as far as the maturity level. You were more mature than the rest of us back in those times.
Speak for yourself.
Maybe I'm giving you a little bit too much credit, but I feel I always felt that. I mean, you brought that to the table, and it was kind of like you know how you have the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other. Hey, we got our co-host join us.
Right. The tripod arrived, baby.
Yeah, you know how you have the angel on one side and the devil on the side. I felt like a lot of us were leaning towards the bad side, and you were that voice on the good side saying, "Hey, don't do it." I don't know. I could be wrong. I mean, Danny, what's your take on that, Danny?
Well, let me tell you. Before Joe joined the service, he and I were brothers in arms. Shit. We were brothers in arms. Okay, so before he had his brothers and sisters, we were brothers in arms. But you're 100% right. Story I always like to tell is a senior skip day. When we did senior skip day, everybody went to the island, and they went to Moros. They went across. Me, Joe, and who was the third person? What was one more person with us?
I can't remember off the top of my head, man.
Bro, we went to the movie theater, bro, to see Black Hawk Down. That's what we went to see the premiere.
Imagine that.
It had just come out. We went and we were like, oh, should we skip? And we were good boys, man. We were good boys. So, but no, definitely Joe had that mature spirit about him, where he was definitely ahead of the curve on that.
Yeah, I appreciate that, guys. To add on to the vanilla of our senior skip day. In fact, I think I even asked permission from my mom.
I believe it.
Hey, I believe it. Listen, senior skip day. I'm a senior. Can I do this?
Yeah.
And she was like, "All right, sure. Just don't get in trouble. Don't do anything bad." And so I think we quoted Black Hawk Down for the next.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude, for the next 2 decades.
At least.
Yeah.
At least. That's definitely one of my top 5.
Uh,
Hey, but I wanted to ask real quick, Josh, if I could,
go for it.
before we get into us, that move to Okinawa that's wild. When you first told me about it, I remember thinking like, you got your kids and your kids are growing up and they're in school and they have their friends and I'm sure it's already tough for them to be like in military family and of course your wife is also in the military with you. What was that conversation like with you and your wife and were the kids involved and when you were like, did everybody jump at it and were kind of resisting? What was that kind of like?
Yeah. I think it was something that was always in our calculus. We always kind of figured it's going to come for us one day. Somebody's going to call, the phone's going to ring, or the email's going to show up, and congratulations, you've been selected for an assignment overseas. And truthfully, we had been trying to do it earlier on in our career, earlier on in our time in the service, and it took us 14 years to actually get one.
Wow.
But in the process, when we knew that there was a higher likelihood, there was some psychological preparation that went into it where we started to talk about it more. Like we started to, introduce it into the vocabulary and introduce it into scenarios for the kids, saying, hey, what do you guys think about, this place? What do you think about this place? And there was a couple of places, I mean, all over the globe, from Japan to Europe, a couple different assignments in Europe that were possible, and then even assignment to the Middle East with the family all together. And so,
Wow.
so when it finally did come, it doesn't matter how much you talk about it. There's still some level of shock where you're like, holy crap, this is real.
Yeah.
Like
It's happening.
I gotta like pick everything up, and we're gonna take everybody to the other side of the world. And so, when Diane and I finally got the word, there were some tears, there was some laughter, there was some, but then we called my buddy who was already here, and he was 15 hours ahead in the future, and he was like, no, you're good, man. Like, yeah, I already know what's happened.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice that you had somebody like that. That's awesome.
Yeah, but what was obvious was their sense of adventure, their spirit. They've always been willing to say, all right, let's try something new, and we'll ride the wave and do this string of service as long as we're having fun and enjoying it, and hopefully we'll have an opportunity to get back to the States, before the next assignment. But wherever the wind takes us.
That's awesome. That's awesome that like as a family, you're literally a team. You guys are literally a team, and you move together, you group together, and every time I see your wife's post, I'm like, man, that is actually my wife loves. She's like, anytime Diane posts something, especially around 4th of July or Christmas or Easter, I have to see what they're wearing because they're amazingly coordinated.
Man.
So props. If you're there, Diane, if you're listening, I know you're listening.
She's in the background. I got the headphones. Yeah.
We need to start your own Instagram page for like style or something, man. We gotta get that rolling. You heard it here first on the Weekend Warrior podcast, baby. We can start.
Yeah, you did.
We have a lot of firsts here.
There's a lot of thought that goes into those photo shoots.
Yeah, and you have none of that. You have none of that thought.
Zero.
You take no part in that.
Zero. In fact, I show up and it's literally like, hey, listen, this is what you're wearing. This is where we're gonna take our photo shoot. Show up, smile, be merry.
I love it.
And let's move on. So she gets all credit to my wife for thinking of that. And there are hours of research that goes into that. She's giving me the evil eye from the background there.
I love it. I love it. Hey, so when you finally arrived, I mean, all your luggage and all your stuff, was it just like a one-time trip over? And then what was the welcome like when you finally got there?
That's a two-part question.
Yeah, man.
That's a two-part question.
Yeah, it is. So I'll tell you, like all the stuff that all of your stuff, right? Your furniture, the bulk of your clothes, and your bed, and your books, or your kitchen stuff. Like it all gets packed up and crated, and it gets put on a boat. on a huge freighter, and it takes months. I think we were out without our stuff for about 3 months, and so when we arrived, our reception, it was during COVID, obviously. So
that's
we
right.
show up. Yeah, we show up after roughly about 24 hours of travel, wearing a mask the entire time, and we get off the airplane here, and they took us straight into our house. And the guy who was sponsoring my arrival was kind enough to find loaner furniture from the installation, and put it out. And it's like sitting in a dentist's office. It's like the most uncomfortable couches the DoD can find. Like, they're like, hey, we're gonna give them these. Like, we know nobody's gonna steal them. And so, but you got some stuff, and then I think 3 months later, from the original day, they packed up our stuff. They showed up, and I'll tell you, the Okinawans who unpacked us, man. I think they unpacked 7,000 pounds of stuff in 4 hours. It was impressive. Yeah, but yeah, overall, it's a logistical orchestra. Yeah, I mean, like, what day we've been waiting for this stuff. How we getting there, and so just a crazy dynamic. And again, all credit to my wife. She's the one who does all the planning for it, and figures out what I'm going to wear in between that, and all that goodness.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna move you out of the way towards the end here, and we're gonna have to talk to her for a bit.
Yeah, we'll bring her on.
Oh man. Last thing was, of course, you took your kids with you, right? And so they're trying new foods after the 14-day quarantine. They're in class, right? They're in school, and different stuff like that. So how are they adapting? Did they just kind of like take it in stride? I feel like they would.
Yeah, I think they've done pretty good. I think everybody likes to feel like their kid has some level of resilience and ability to adjust to their environment and their new surroundings and stuff. I think our son probably had the biggest culture shock. One of the first times we went out to go eat local Japanese cuisine, or there's obviously lots of fish, lots of rice here, which he's okay with rice, but I think we went to a sushi place, and it's one of these conveyor belt sushi places, right? And,
wow.
Every dish we'd get off the conveyor belt, he'd look at it, he'd touch it, he'd be like, I'm not eating that. I'm not eating that. And so, and then finally, by sheer luck, there was like French fries and chicken nuggets that rolled off of the conveyor, and he grabbed every single tray he could. But man, we're past that stage, and they're doing good now. I mean, shoot, they'll even ask, like, hey, we need to go to this place so we can do this, or I want to go see this castle, or whatnot. So they're on the learning curve has shortened. It's flattened out a little bit.
Is that island like a surfing or swimming beaches, or not really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there are you'll never explore all of the islands or all of the beaches. In fact, there's little islands that are part of the Okinawa prefecture that you can travel to by ferry. But what's great here is you can throw a rock and hit 3 dive shops. You can swing a dead cat and hit 4 surf stores. Yeah, diving, surfing is huge. Fishing is huge also. No licenses needed to fish here.
What do you need a license for?
Go buy a rod, reel, and whatever you're gonna try to catch fish with, and go out.
That's fantastic. That's a dream.
Yeah. It is, man.
Damn.
My bad, guys. I was sending some invitations. We're gonna have another guest join.
All right.
With that being said, man, let's go ahead and get right into it, man.
Let's get into it.
In the first couple of shows, dude, and this always reminds me of you. For the first couple of shows, we were talking about the music thing, right? Oh, yeah. And we were talking about the music thing, and we were talking about how it started from the beginning, and Live Oak.
Live
came
Oak,
up.
baby.
and
Live Oak.
every time for some reason, bro, like Live Oak comes up, and I don't think John Langley, Boris Vega, I think Joe Perez, bro. Yo, one of the things that always comes to mind was the Brandon Boyd, the how do you do it, man? You always used to do that. He was like,
how do you do?
There it is.
Yeah, yeah, man, dude. So, back in those days, and I don't know if you were just a big supporter or you were a troll at the time. It's hard to tell, but you were always there. You were always there, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Later on, I was able to jam out with Tommy, and then we had some good times, and playing some classic rock, some Leonard Skinner, stuff like that, man.
Yes.
But back then with the Live Oak, man, the Incubus, the Stain, all that good stuff, man. And every time I think of Live Oak, man, I think Joe P, man. Always, bro.
That's awesome. Yeah. Dude, the truth is that I was a fan, but I was the no talent dude who couldn't play an instrument and couldn't sing, and it just you guys had the courage to go and start up your band, and I think I still have that demo laying around somewhere. That demo CD.
If you find that, you gotta like share it with us, man.
That's gold. You're gonna have to come back. Actually, Joe, I'm the one with no talent. Actually, okay, I'm the one with no talent. Okay, I could dance. That's about it. I've seen you play, man. I've seen you play.
Oh, that's right. I remember when we were jamming with Tommy Boy, you would jam with us with the acoustic guitar.
Yes.
You picked up the acoustic, man.
Yes.
I remember that. So you can play. So now let me ask you this. Back then was the Incubus, it was the Stain, it was that. I think towards the latter part of it, before you took off and I really didn't have contact or communication with you, I think it was more of a country thing. Where are we at right now? Where are we at today?
Yeah, man, I'm all over the place. I mean, it'd probably look like a shotgun spray of where my favorite type of music is, and I think it's the beauty about music, man. It's all that. It's what mood are you in? What vibe are you feeling, right? So. If I've turned the barbecue pit on the back, like I'm gonna put on country.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. If I'm road tripping or got on a long drive, I'm gonna put on all that nostalgic stuff. Like I'm gonna put on a lot more of that old school stuff that we used to listen to. Incubus and Red Hot Chili Peppers, and
there you go.
That was a lot of fun.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and so it just kind of depends on what I'm feeling, and that's the beauty of music.
All right, hold up. Before we go further, we actually got some people in the chat. Hi, Dio, Joe, Sophia, CN Abate 21. I think that's for you, Joe.
Yeah.
You got some fans, man. You got some fans here.
All right.
Okay, so now that we're in this topic, if we had have friends gathering anytime in the future, and we called it a karaoke night, what would be your jam, man? What would be your jam?
Oh, dude, I gotta tell you, man. I went all over the place, and I think if you would have asked me that, just coming out of high school, it probably would have been something like the classic rock that we used to listen to in Richard's garage all the time.
Nice.
But now I think the one that seems to always get the karaoke party started, or at least what I attempt to get it started with, is Sublime's "Caress Me Down." It just
you can't go wrong with Sublime, man.
It crosses the boundaries between fun and nostalgic and inappropriate in another language.
You're right. That screams karaoke right there, man.
Yeah,
that's a great choice, man. You caught me by surprise. I would have never guessed it. I would have never.
Now you know, baby.
Yeah. Hey, I never asked you this, Danny. What would your go-to karaoke song be, man?
Oh, you already know, baby. One, you're like a dream come true.
Hey, but you're gonna kill the mood. You're gonna kill the mood, man. Like,
Okay, no,
wait, hold up. Are you singing to us? You singing to Kate?
Desperado.
Who are you singing to?
Desperado. I like Desperado actually. I'm a big
Good one.
I'll sing Desperado with my cousin Edward James. I can't carry a tune in a bucket, but he backs me up. He's like right behind me. I'm like, go ahead, Dan, go ahead.
Hey, the great thing about karaoke is it doesn't matter how you sound. It's as long as you're having fun, man.
Turn the music up.
You know,
everybody needs at least a 6-pack in.
Having fun.
I'm like a later presenter.
Having fun is contagious, man. So if we see that you're having fun, we're gonna be having fun with you.
And you know that I have fun. You already know.
And
that.
my ears might be hurting, but I'm still having fun. You feel me? Oh man. I think Joe would surprise a lot of people. He might be a closet karaoke king. I don't know, man.
See the thing about Joe. He's got that confidence. He's got that like that confidence in that like right. I don't have I'm nervous as hell. I'll get up there, I'll be sweating, but he's got that confidence.
Bro, you ain't nervous as you gotta be joking, bro.
I make it look easy, but it's not.
I gotta challenge you on that one. I gotta throw the flag.
Yeah, throw the flag on that, bro.
There is. I mean, if you look up the definition of confidence, there's a picture of Danny Musso standing right there next to it.
1,000%.
The same guy who got into a spring break dance battle.
I don't remember
in
that.
the middle of AJ's. Yeah, you do. In the middle of AJ's.
Tell the story. Tell the story. I remember.
Yes, I mean, I think again, this is one of those.
Yes.
Spring break. I think it was just after high school. We might have been, first couple years in college. Which that was my transition when I was the angel, and I transitioned to the other side of Danny's shoulder and became the devil. And so. I think I asked my mom for permission, like, hey, can I go to South Padre Island to go, do this thing, hang out? She's like, yeah, go ahead, do your thing. Right?
Who are you going with?
Danny and I are.
Yeah, go ahead.
As soon as I said, oh my goodness, I love Danny. He's so fantastic.
Little did they know.
No, I'm good to everybody, Josh. I'm good to everybody. Okay.
You are good, man, but you're that little voice, man.
Voice of reason. That's for sure. So we get out to the island, right? And we've spent a day on the beach and doing all this stuff, and we end up at I think it was like AJ's or AK's or something like that. And we get out and we're out on the dance floor, and Usher's "Yeah" comes on.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and it started, B2 A-Town, right? And then the next thing you know,
it comes in. Danny gets on the
Danny spread the dance floor out, and it's like the whole room turned, and he proceeds to break into his, dance, and he stares some dude down, points him out, begins to shred this cat with his dance moves. And what proceeds is this glorious 4-minute and 37-second dance battle. And Danny's out there with 100% confidence, and I'm slowly fading into the crowd like, oh my God, what is happening?
Like that Homer Simpson meme, like in the bushes?
Yeah, exactly. And then when he won the battle, I came back out and I was like, yo, that's my boy.
Hey, the funny thing about it is that was the one story you remember about him doing it. I remember him doing it every night I went out with him. Same song too. It was 10 years later. He tells the DJ, put on Usher, yeah. Boom. Usher, it was over. Over.
It's something in the blood, bro. Once that song starts at the very beginning, and I'm like, I could be holding my kids in my hand. I'm also like,
It just kicks in, and it starts with a just side to side, and then before you know it,
it's simple. No,
my God.
Here's a fun fact. Here's a fun fact about that. I actually remember Danny choreographing this song at my house sometime. In the living room of my house. He's like, wait, start it back, go back 10 seconds. Then he does a little move. He's like, no, take it back 15. 5, 6, 7, go. I was like, hey, what the hell's going on here? Yo, I remember that shit.
Oh man. Don't play that song around me, man. Let me get that. We're 37. Are you 37 yet, Joe? You're a baby.
I just hit 36.
You just hit 36. Yeah, that's right.
Just hit 36.
Yeah. Yeah. So you still look good though, Papa. You look good.
Oh, thanks, man. I feel 45. I feel 46, but yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you one thing. I think this is. I mean, I haven't seen you in a minute, but this is the best I've seen you look, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah.
You get. You know, it's like wine, right?
Fine wine.
Like fine wine.
You know?
Better with age.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny, man. We had some great times going out there. And the thing about Joe is that Joe came on.
Hey, what's going on?
Hi, Joe.
Hi there.
Sorry for interrupting.
Erica, welcome.
Hey, Joe, let's talk about Tooties, man. Talk about Tooties.
What?
Hey, Erica knows about Tooties.
I know about all the things. I was there for all of it.
Yes, let's talk about Tooties.
Before we get into Tooties, let me just give a little background, okay? Joe came on the scene a little bit late because he came from Los Fresnos, okay? And so we had our bang of boys or whatever at Hannah. And I think you came on, sophomore or junior year, Joe?
Yeah, sophomore year, yeah.
Okay, so Joe came on, and everybody knew him as, Richard's cousin. But Richard was an asshole, and Joe was a nice guy. Okay,
Still true.
and still true. See, that's why we need you. That's why we miss you, sis. And Joe was in my grade, and so Joe and I played a lot of golf together, growing up. In the 10th, 11th, 12th grade, and then and Joe and I were always cool for whatever reason. We're always on the C team together, I guess, because there are so many good golfers on that team.
No. You guys are better. You guys are better than that, man. You guys
that
are better
being on
than
the
that.
Letterman wasn't for captain. That being on the Letterman wasn't for captain.
But Joe, when they graduated, we were 18, baby. What's
it's
up?
on, man. It was go time.
But after high school, it was just like that brotherhood just kind of carried through. So everything that kind of a lot of people went different ways or whatever. Joe, you didn't get into the military till after college, or right?
Yeah. After college, man. I moved up to San Antonio. And,
I remember that. I visited you. We went to go visit you.
Yeah, exactly. I did the 2 years down at UTB, and then when I moved up to San Antonio, and when I come back, is when all of a sudden it was over a 3 month. I moved up, did part of the first semester, and I came back down, and all of a sudden it was like Tooties was the place to go.
Yeah, there you go.
And I was like, hey, what are we doing? We're going to Tooties tonight, man. I was like, what is Tooties? What is going on here?
Hey, and that's where the honey dips comes into play. The honey dips. All right. So Tooties was the place to be, right? It was like Tuesday night. It was like international night. That's when if you're gonna go. Hey, back then
international. Fucking everybody
for some reason. Hey, for some reason, Buffalo's was also kind of like a nightclub thing, at night. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
You remember?
It was also an icebox. They put it at 40 degrees.
Yeah, but they used to have a DJ come in at night, and then people would show up after hours, if it was a nightclub or something. But that was weird. But anyways, we would end up at Tooties, right? Or sometimes I would miss it or whatever. And my question to Joe would always be where the honey dips at? You remember that? You remember that, Joe?
Yeah, I do remember that. It was like, where's Josh now? I don't know. He's out doing something. He's
getting into trouble, doing something.
He's in trouble. You were like the ghost of Christmas past. There were times we were nobody knew where you were, and then all of a sudden Josh would show up.
Yeah.
And our lives were completely ruined after that. We were
exactly.
Now it's going to be trouble.
Exactly.
But the standard question was hey, he'd call me the next morning, or it'd be 3 a.m. I'd be at home, hey. How was it? And Josh always had this whisper thing on the phone. He would always
yes.
Yeah, you'd call Josh and be like, hey, Josh, and he'd be like, hello?
Yeah.
And he'd be like, hey man, like, do you want to do this or? Nah, man.
Hey, dude, that was before audio tune, bro.
I know, dude.
That's a really good impression.
That's the original.
Yo,
That's before. This is Midnight Magic with Josh.
It was nah, man. I'm just gonna chill and watch a movie. Okay, cool, man. Yeah, all right. But hey, man, call me if there's any honey dips. All right, man. I will. I saw you.
yeah. Yep, that was it, bro.
Yep.
Oh my god.
That was just seared into my memory.
Dude, I love it.
That's stored there for what I don't know.
That's perfect, bro. That was a perfect. Bro, I loved it. I loved it. Yeah, back then I was in and out, man. So, but when I wasn't able to go out, it was like, hey, man, come to the crib, man. I got some beers or whatever. Let's hang out. Come to the
That's
crib.
true. Get the acoustic guitars going.
Yeah, fuck yeah. We had the acoustic there. We were playing some NFL Street. I don't know, you remember that, Joe?
I do. I do remember
NFL Street.
NFL Street. There was NBA Street. In fact,
NBA Street.
I mean, it was a repeatable pattern. Show up to Josh's house, Josh's apartment, play some NBA Street, eat some Peeps marshmallows, drink a few beers, and then
yes.
And then bust out the acoustic guitar, and within no time, he's banging out a song on Red Hot Chili Peppers. And
There you go.
We're sitting there.
There you go.
The best times for me, and I think all four of us could agree with this, were at Richard and Tom's dad's backyard, side yard.
Yeah.
Those parties were just like, and I don't want to throw them under the bus, but I mean, hey, park in the back. You remember, like, park in the back, open the gate, and then
I don't think it. Hey, I don't think you're throwing anybody in the bus because Theo Bob was always like chaperone there.
He was parking people, giving me a ticket. Put this on your dashboard. Put this on your dashboard. But those nights were like, they never ended, and they were just so chill. People coming in left and right, and then they had the street name. Remember, they had the street sign on their fence for I think what's his name? Tom took it. He sold that day, man. And then at like, it was like a clockwork, like 11:23, acoustic guitars, and everybody was like 17 bidungas in, and they're just like, it's just A, B, C.
It wasn't John.
And it was just it was mostly Kenny.
It wasn't Eric.
They were rock dudes. They would throw a little country every now and then, but every time they grabbed the guitar, I was like, man, am I related to these guys? Because I feel so comfortable right now. Tell me about
the radio would get turned down, and all of a sudden, like, that was the show. Like, it was, everybody was singing along or with it.
Yeah.
You know, before you knew it, even Eddie Lozano had learned how to play the guitar and was rolling in there.
Dude, Eddie Lozano said no to this podcast. I just want
Shout out
to
to Eddie.
No to this podcast.
Shout out to
he
Eddie.
did not want to get involved.
Hey,
well, the trajectory we're heading, I can tell why.
Yes. No, Danny, man. I do remember those nights, but I remember starting at Tooties, bro. At Tooties, and then
we're back.
Tooties, Tooties shuts down at 2, and then we had the extra beer, and then we would be there at the Abates.
That's right, at the Abates, in the old neighborhood, Erica, and then La Entrada.
Dude, and the funny thing about it was even Fonz was there. Even Fonz was there, bro. I don't know if you remember.
He was.
Do you remember it always being cold? I always remember it's like freezing. Like it was like 45 degrees, and and they had the space heaters.
People, people were in blankets and hoodies, all that stuff.
They were in blankets, bro.
Yeah, I do remember that. I actually got the opportunity we jammed out with Tom Abate because he was a drummer, and when I found out he was a drummer, we started a little group and we played a bunch of like Leonard Skinner, old school rock stuff that they like, Aerosmith, stuff like that, dude. And it was cool, man, because even Pops, Abate, their dad loved that shit. Their dad loved that shit too.
He's a veteran too, right, Joe? He's a veteran.
Yeah. Served in the Marine Corps for 4 years. In fact,
shout out.
Richard was a military brat born in Beaufort, South Carolina. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right, man. Beautiful family, man.
Yeah, awesome good family, time. Man. They welcomed us with open arms, man, and it was always good. It was always good times. It was always good times there. Yeah. And you know, we really hit it off because they were rockers too, man. Rockers at heart. So that was cool. I enjoyed it. Good times.
Yeah.
Erica.
No.
Erica, what do you have any memories of that stick out in your mind of Joe? Anything you thought of? Like don't say the one where he had to like carry me home.
No, we had a poker night one time. We had a poker night at our house. Do you remember that?
Yes. Remember when it was just me and you living in the house?
Yeah, I think that's my best memory of Joe, because I think I won or you won. Like one of us, we got first and second.
Yeah, split pot.
Yeah,
and it was just
you won. You won. Yeah, it came down to you and I. And I remember thinking, like, oh, man, I got this. Like, Danny's little sister, like, I'm going to win here, right?
There's no way I got this.
Yeah, in fact, no, the complete opposite happened. And I think I don't remember what the hand was, but
no idea.
I remember thinking, I was like, oh, I got this. And then the next thing you know, we flip over our cards and it's all right, Joe, you take the smaller pot. Erica is a champ. And you walk around, champ of the night.
That must have been beginner's luck. I still have no idea if I could win at poker right now.
There's something about you.
Yo, we got something in the chat. Hey, hold up. We got something in the chat from Richie Gunn. I don't know what happened, but he says, I went to a house party at Joe's and fell asleep in one of his spare bedrooms and woke up with no recollection of whose house I was in.
He needs to get on. Can he please get on and tell the story?
Richard, you need to get back on, man, and tell the story, man.
Joe, let's hear your side.
It was a completely PG evening. I think. Playing. I do recall.
Of course.
A case of amnesia or low-grade narcolepsy, and that's probably what it was. But
I actually remember. Someone, and I'm not gonna say no names, but someone brought out the Jack Daniels. You know what I'm talking about, right, Joe?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Someone brought out the Jack Daniels, and that's it. It was over for Richard. Night.
I think there's so many things happen at Joe's mom's house. That came out.
Wait a minute.
It's getting good.
I love.
This is exactly why Eddie Lozano declined.
That's right. Absolutely.
And we stayed up one night late, and Richard was there. And this is where Richard and I actually had our first heart-to-heart. This was
shit.
Yeah, this was Joe and I were always cool. I love Joe. Yeah. Joe and I, Joe bench pressed me that one time, many times. And I remember just one night, I'm like, and Richard was like, what the fuck, bro? What is it? What is it? And I'm like, bro, I just don't like you, bro. You're an asshole. And I'm like, that was high school. I work at IBC now. I'm big shit. I'm big time, And we just had this long conversation. I would never forget it. It was at your dinner table, bro. Bien pedo, madre.
Yeah.
And Joe was there just like mediating, like, okay, you guys all right?
Yeah. It was incredible. It was like a Dr. Phil session in process. Like whatever alcohol you guys had like elevated this moment of truth and this like lucidity where you guys had this like this come to Jesus. I think he almost had this, that Rick James moment that like, what? I hit you yesterday. Like, yeah, you hit me. It says, unity right on my forehead. And like he didn't realize, and it was fantastic. And you guys had this
The funny thing is, like,
you guys like friendship.
Yeah, after that, we were just like stone cold buddies, man. After that, we just like fell in love, and after that was when we used to go to his house, and Tom was just like a little squirt, whatever. But at the time,
hey, we're the same age, squirt. That's enough.
Well, you were a squirt too. Look, Erica was going across at 8th grade. Okay, I was a late bloomer. Joe, I think we can say you and I were late.
I was a freshman.
Check this out. Let's go to the chat real quick. It says it was actually a relative of Joe's who woke me up in the morning, and I'm pretty sure Joe was mad at me for a long time. Like they just found a random stranger sleeping in one of their beds.
Holy shit.
The only reason I thought it was a random stranger was because we played video games for so long, and I only knew him as Vash.
And Vash, that's right.
When he's
Vash.
like, "Hey, I'm Richard," I'm like, "Who are you?" And then he's like, we play video games all, and it was like Vash, and I was like, "I'm so sorry." Like, I hugged him.
Come here, man.
Hold me tight. Hold me tight.
He says, good. I wanted to ask for breakfast, but I didn't want to be rude because the eggs in the kitchen smelled amazing.
I can't believe he remembers all that. That's amazing, dude.
Richard has a mind like a steel trap.
Oh, man.
It's incredible. Joe's got a great memory, too. Yeah. Hey, do we have time for story time, Josh?
It's exactly time for some.
Okay, because we're here in at the end, almost towards the end, but in a segment where story time. As you know, our viewers know that we have our guests tell us a little story about their past, and it could include either Josh or me or Rich or even Erica. But I'm excited for this one because Joe gave me a little sneak peek about what he might
snippet.
Yeah, a little snippet. Shit. So I'm pumped. So go ahead, baby. You're on the hot seat.
All right. Well, story time segment. As we're prepping for this thing, Danny's like, "Hey, man, here's what we're gonna talk about. Like, here's put some things, plant some seeds in your mind." And he's like, you can say whatever, whatever you want. And so the story's actually got a little bit of, weaves in a lot of the themes that we were talking about throughout the session today. And it was around the time I think we had just finished high school. We were our first couple years of college, and hanging out at your house, Josh, all the time and playing video games. And NBA Street, you remember that? Like it had come out.
I do remember.
It was all of these basketball player moves, where they would, be like bounce the ball off the rim.
I think I know where this is going.
And around that same time, we were also playing a lot of basketball over at Old Park. Yeah. And late hours of the night, just 5, 6 of us picking up, playing against other random players, and the whole crowd. It was that whole crowd who used to hang out, Fonz and Danny and Eddie and Richard and Tom, and we happened to go we got there to the park early, and there wasn't enough players to get a 5-on-5. Yeah. And so, we're shooting around, and so we decided, like, hey, let's play 3-on-3 or 4-on-4 or something like that. And it already started off bad because the first thing I think that happened was Danny and Josh were the two team captains, and they started picking, and you already knew it was a recipe for disaster.
You don't know how many times this happened.
Oh my gosh! So and Danny, bless his heart, gets along with everybody. Or he says he gets along with everybody, right? But
damn, that's a first.
Yeah, and I think he must have been wearing like his varsity like basketball Hannah basketball shorts or something.
Dude, oh my god! I doubt it.
Or Kate was there on the sidelines, and he had something.
She probably was my first pick.
Yeah. I'm really pleased to see that you guys ended up. By the way, small segue, ended up together. I've never seen somebody climb out of the friend zone as long as you did. But you made it, brother. You made it.
Facts.
You know.
Yeah.
Facts.
And you know, if Kate's watching this, you know, like that man loved you from day one, Kate.
She will never watch this show. But thank you. I'll let her know. I'm just kidding.
It's so you know there's heightened tensions in the basketball game before we even start, and so you know we get into it, and you know I don't remember the score, but it's going back and forth, and you know there's some pushing and shoving as there always is, and at some point, you know Josh's ball handling skills were just like really good that day. And
appreciate it. I remember.
I think he had just scored, and he's taking the ball out, and Danny decides, like, I'm going to guard Josh. Like, I got him, right? And so he's trying to put the, you know, he's trying to put the Hoosier trap on him, the clamps on him. And Josh can't shake him. And finally, Josh decides to pull an NBA street move and do an off the heezy.
Off the
head. And the best, I mean, I don't know if it's the best or the worst, but when he does that, not only does he do it, but Danny's hat goes flying. The ball makes it nowhere near Josh's head. It literally looks like he just rifled the ball at his forehead. And before you know it, that Danny's not even trying to cover him. I think he just like attempted to spear Josh. And you know, there's always the threat of getting into a fight or an argument with like some other opposite crew, but never within the same crew. And I'll never forget, we had to peel Danny away and separate him. And I don't think the rest of the day went well after that. I think we lost every game. We went against. But that story stays with me forever because that. You guys have always been so close. We've always all been so close, and when that happened, like it was just, it was like a 1 in a million thing where somebody was ready to pull a shank on somebody else at Oliveda Park.
Oh man, Oliveda Park.
I kind of had forgotten where it was going to, but as soon as you said Josh and Danny were the captains, I was like, oh yes, I remember. Yeah, man. That's a good story. That's a great story right there.
That's one of our better stories. Stories. But the thing about Oliveda Park is that none of us were from really around there. So when we showed up, we were the Hannah boys, you know, and they didn't respect us over there. But we had guys like Eddie Lozano, who I don't know. I hate those courts, by the way. Every time I shot the ball, it's just boing, boing. So I just worry about passing. But Eddie Lozano,
double rim, baby.
Yeah, that double rim, yes. And then you got guys playing soccer, tennis. They're playing soccer tennis on the tennis courts. But Eddie Lozano and Fonz were like, to me, secret weapons. I think they're related.
Yeah.
Richard Abate was awful. Just sit on the bench. Awful. I remember. I think that's the same summer that Joe came back with his. I think it was your first tattoo.
Oh yeah, gosh.
Yeah.
Terrible
and I remember
tattoo.
you with your cut sleeve. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I think I'm gonna get one just like Josh right here. But then Joe. I mean, like Joe, and then Joe showed me his arm, and his arm was 3 times the size of my arm. So mine would have been like the baby gorilla for the daddy gorilla. But anyway, those were fantastic times. We were lucky. We're actually lucky to have those times at the parks, man, because nowadays, man, you rarely see the kids in the parks, man. Everything's all virtual, and everything is even before the pandemic, you know. So that's why I like those old days, man. Those were good times, Joe.
Yeah, real good times, man.
Yeah, that was a great story, man. Brought back a lot of memories. I do remember we would go out, and sometimes it would be like 12 midnight, 1 in the morning, and we'd still be at Oliveda Park hooping with like minimal light, you know, just hooping, man. Those were fun times. Eddie Lozano, shout out. Richard Abate, Tom Abate.
You're too scared to get on the podcast, Eddie. We're gonna get Fonz on here one time, bro. We're gonna get Fonz on here to talk some trash.
Yeah, it was good summer. Good summer.
Joe, tell us, is Diane there? She there?
She
took
is.
off.
She is right behind me, or right on the other side of the camera here. Hey, Diane.
She's on the teleprompter.
She's on the. She's holding.
Can I talk to her? I have a question.
Yeah, she's
Ask
coming
her
on over. She's
down. Can she hear me?
Yeah. No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
There you go. Hey. Hey, I just want to know. Hey, I just
hello.
Hi.
Welcome. I had a message on. There was somebody by the name of Diane Perez asking if Joe was single. On my, they said, "Is this guy single?" And I was like, "No, he has a lovely wife. Back the f off." Okay, so I just let you know I'm going to bat for you. Welcome to the Weekend Warrior podcast. It's such a joy to see both of you guys. You guys, we love you guys. Two things. First thing I wanted to say was, how is it? How's the future? How's the future? And is everything going to be okay? Yeah.
Yeah, everything's going to be okay.
Everything's going to be all right. One of my favorite memories of you guys is your wedding night and the party after the after party. I'm not sure whose house it was. You guys had just gotten the house, or maybe it was a relative's house. And we were, yeah, it was your house. And Joe didn't have a house yet, obviously. So he married up. And good job, Joe. The
best decision ever made.
The family was just so cool, so sweet, so welcoming. That night, I remember just like, I mean, I'd been to lots of weddings.
Oh, you're so cool.
I've been a couple of chambelans, but that night was just so relaxing. So I remember people brought their guitars out, and that was just a special, super special time for you guys. So what? Tell me a little bit about the move. Joe told us a little bit earlier. How was it for you? Did he get the call, or did you get the call?
Well, we kind of already figured that we were going to be moving here, but actually the official word actually came from a mutual friend that we had. She was like, "Hey, what did she say?" She's like, "Oh, I see where you guys are going," and I was like, "Could you tell me? Because I don't know." And she's like, "Oh, you guys are going to Okinawa," and I was like, "Oh snap!" So I already had known, but I don't think Joe knew. Yeah, so we were somewhere, right? And you're like, "Hey, I just found out." So I had to be all like, "Oh my god!" It's so exciting. But it's to be honest, I grew up as a military brat myself, and I'm actually in the Air Force too. So you would think moving would get easier and easier. It doesn't. It's the same amount of stress. They're packing up all your stuff, and then you have to think about packing up, unpacking, and just making the home your home. But
right.
as crazy as moving around often is, we're still having fun. We're not
yes.
No, we don't want to move anymore. It's awesome.
Yeah,
it's great. And
that's
we get
great.
to travel on the government dime.
Yeah,
it's good.
Awesome.
It's good.
Get it.
And obviously, in a family like that, there's always stress levels here and there with the kids and between you guys and stuff. But I mean, I know a lot of people post stuff that pretend to be happy, but you guys sincerely look like you just have it together. You just guys just have it together. And I was telling Josh earlier that my wife asks me, "Hey, have you checked Diane's page? Because I want to know what her kids are wearing for 4th of July or for Easter or Christmas Eve." And this is real. She's like, "Danny, why can't you dress like Joe?" I'm like, "Because he's an XL." I'm fucking. But we already say we're going to start a fashion boutique just for you. You can wear camo or not. It's up to you. But you're doing it. We just wanted to tell you you're doing a fantastic job. We love you, and we miss you guys. Of course, we know you guys are handling your business over there. But I just wanted to get you on and say hi and thank you for all that you guys are doing.
All right, thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Well put, man.
So cute. And you guys are all matchy. Both of you wearing yellow.
I told you.
Yeah, that was I don't, that one was my
The mustard colored shirt.
I told you.
Strategically placed it.
You think it's a joke? It's real.
Hey, let me ask you this, Joe. When did you get the invite to official invite to the show? Was it like late this week? Was it
No, it's I think it might have been a day. What was it? Less than 24 hours ago. The official hey, you're on.
That's what I thought. And, Danny, you have one job, and that was my point. That was my point in asking that question, Danny. You have one job and one job.
Why you mad?
You're supposed to book the special
did I get
guest,
a good ad? We had somebody booked, and he had something happen in his he had a situation going on, so we had to take care of it. So, and Joe, I had wanted Joe previously, but then we had started this the horror campaign, the Hour of Horror, which is the what we did for Halloween and all the Halloween season.
We did that throughout October. It was just talk about horror movies.
All about October. So I wanted Josh in October, so we pushed him to November. So, but I kind of wanted him. I wanted to do it before Thanksgiving because then we're gonna have a special show with Erica and Susan. Hopefully that makes out where we're gonna bring the girls on and have some Friendsgiving, virtual Friendsgiving, but I felt like this was like the perfect week to just kind of scoot him in, get him in there because of Veterans Week. And, Joe is a loyal stand-up friend. And he's the type of guy that pick up where you leave off type of guy. And you know that as well as I do, Josh. He'll call you, hey, man, I'm in town, or hey, I'll be in town, the way he's been the last few years because he's, like I said, he's loyal. So he's loyal to the Air Force and loyal to his family and stuff like that. So all those things come first. But when he gets a time to shine in South Texas, we're always there for you, Papa.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys. Yeah. I love making time for you guys and getting an opportunity to catch up. Yeah.
On a final note, man, I appreciate you making time. I know that it's like I said, you're in a different time zone. So to us, it's 10, 11 o'clock. We have nothing to do, and you're taking time out of your Sunday afternoon to hang out with us, man. So appreciate it. I want to just say hello to your family for us.
Yes.
Yeah. Every person in your family has always treated us, welcome us with open arms, man. Including the Abatis. You can include the Abatis in there. Awesome too.
You can include them or not, but they let us in.
Yeah, man. So appreciate you taking time off and making it to the show, man. It was definitely a good one, and I'm glad to have get back in communication with you, man. It's been a long time.
Yeah, man. Me too. Thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it. It was a good time and loyal follower.
Awesome.
Good to see you, Joe. Always good to see you.
Good to see you
Anytime
too.
you're back in town, we'd love to have a rematch. You know that.
Yeah. I'll have
In other words,
money to donate.
I should love to take that money.
Donation, ATM.
Right,
hey, Joe, quick, before we cut it, hold on. Before we cut it, Joe, I just recently put a poll up, top 3 military movies. I know this is going to be off the dome. Top 3 military movies of all time with a honorable mention. And I will tell you right now that I bet you 2 out of the 3, Joe and I have exactly the same, if not all 3. But go ahead.
Yeah. Wait. Hold on, Joe. Hold on. I want you to write it down. I want you to write it down.
That's a good one.
Write it down.
I'll text it to you, Josh.
I want to write it down.
No,
I already know
Joe,
what
you're
Danny
good. Joe's good. Joe's good. I want Danny to write it down because he's like, I guarantee that it's 2 out of the 3 movies on the list.
Okay.
Well, prove me wrong.
I could write down Danny's favorite military movies.
I'm texting him. Hold on.
All right, tell me when you're ready. I know for a fact that there are likely 2 of them that are going to be on there that will definitely match up. In fact, they are the basis of our conversation at random times. I'll get a random text message from Danny.
I have one.
I know what they are.
Hold on. I'm gonna write it to 2. I'm gonna write. Wait.
Don't look at your phone. You know you don't have a pen. There's no pen.
I gotta draw erase.
Get the crayon.
I got one, man. That's my pick.
So Joe, give me 3 with an honorable mention.
All right, so the list always has to go in competition every time there's a new movie out, or as I watch more, like they're always in rival. But there are some of the top 3, and at least the ones that you and I have in common. I'll tell you, first of all, it starts off with probably Saving Private Ryan.
Is that your top? Is that what you're saying your top is?
Yeah.
Right here.
Saving Private Ryan? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Saving Private Ryan. I'll get random text messages. I'm in the future, right? And so I'll get them at like 3 in the morning from Danny Lucio, and it'll just say things like Tiger tanks, 2 of them, Panzer tanks, 2 of them, and I'm like, yep, I know exactly what part of the movie we're talking about here. The other one is probably Tears of the Sun.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yep. And I think the quote that always comes to mind is, and it's funny because we'd be hanging out or doing something after we watched this movie together, and I'd get off the phone, and I'd get off the phone with Josh, and after hey Josh, you gonna come to? I'm like, oh man, I'm watching the movie now. He hangs up the phone. Hang up the phone, and I'll turn around. Daniel will be, he'll ask me a direct quote from the movie, like, "What the captain say?" And I'll turn around and say, "What you think he said?" and so and then probably not a. I know what's probably the other one probably on the list is Black Hawk Down. I don't know, maybe just the memories of that movie. Did I hit them all 3? Did I hit all 3 of them?
Yep.
Oh,
damn, bro.
Show it.
Hey,
what I say?
Let me go my list. Maybe it's not on your top, but might be on my top.
Yeah.
I'll take Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
Hey,
Top Gun, Full Metal Jacket. Absolutely.
Joe and I share. That's what it is. Joe, what about airplane or aviation movie? Just one. Give me 1 or 2.
Ooh. So I have to say, probably one of my favorite aviation movies or flying movies is probably going to be Flight of the Intruder with Danny Glover. Vietnam A6 pilot, and Willem Dafoe is actually, and they're 2
American
pilots
Psycho
flying Iron Hand, of which they go and they bomb SAM sites, and it just for some reason that the Vietnam era movies just catch me a lot. And I would say the honorable mention would have to be, although it's not a movie, is Band of Brothers. I mean, I can
the series.
Yeah.
The series.
Yeah. I mean, I can sit there and watch it. I mean, if it's on, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, Danny I have the collection.
Yeah. I mean, I would. Every opportunity, at least once a year, I'll go through this special. You know what? It's time to watch Band of Brothers again.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Hey, did any of
them? All 3.
Yeah, did any of the more recent movies that come out? I mean, did any of those catch your attention? Or I mean, even make it close to the list, to your top 3 and honorable mention list?
Yeah, I think out of the most recent ones, there's well, first I'll mention the title Fury. I thought was really good. There's elements of fiction and realism in there, but the brutality of the combat scenes, I think, are what really moved it up, and what really added to punching up the rating on that movie for me. And then I'd have to say the others that were really good were Lone Survivor.
Lone Survivor. I was about to say that one.
Man, just a great movie, a great story. And the book, I had an opportunity to read the book a couple years before, and when the movie came out, I'd read the book and hadn't thought anything of it. And then when the movie came out, I thought, man, I've seen this somewhere. But just what a great story of the level of commitment between those soldiers, those brothers in arms. And, so those are probably the top 2.
Yeah, I would agree 100%, man. I think Fury, maybe that was one of the ones that I would that one caught me by surprise, just because of the whole it was kind of graphic. It was very graphic, as a matter of fact. But I mean, that's real life, right? But I knew that with the story in Lone Survivor, I knew that hit everybody really hard. Especially when it came out, and the whole situation that was happening. But yeah, man, damn, I'm surprised, dude.
Top Gun, Full Metal. Yeah, that one. I think that movie, Full Metal Jacket, was responsible for my mom saying you're never allowed to be in the military. Ever. She watched it, and then I had to tell. And then my uncle, who was in the Marine Corps, didn't help by saying like, oh yeah, that's real. They're that mean, and they'll hit you, and then fast forward 20 years, 30 years, like those are days of those days are long gone.
Yeah, man. Well, I just got a text from Danny that I just got west sided, so I don't know. I don't know if that was a technical issue. The wife. I don't know. But, hey, no, but with that being said, man, we were already here. We're at the close of the show, and like we said, we appreciate you hanging out, man, and it was good catching up, and hopefully we can keep in communication, man, and keep this going. And next time you're in town, man, just let me know, and let's have lunch or dinner together. Talk about the old bullshit that we used to get ourselves into.
Yeah, and make new memories.
Yeah. Hey, great having you, Joe. All right, so with that being said, man, we're gonna close the show.
Bye, Joe.
Guys.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Yeah, man.